an idiot. I've listened to every podcast she's done, interview she's done that I could get my hands on. Do you think it's a coincidence that some of the first paparazzi photos of Britney after the conservatorship started were with a casino billionaire? Do you think it's weird? Do you think she was on a date with this guy? This guy owned the Palms Casino. It was the coolest place in Las Vegas for young people to go and be tourists and hang out with celebrities, maybe. And they were the first casino that invited in the paparazzi. They played a huge role in creating the early 2000s boom of paparazzi and tabloid media that would ultimately become out of fashion. Now everyone just stages their paparazzi shots perfectly. Even say explicitly that they started it, right? And so isn't it weird that a couple months after the conservatorship, Britney has a whirlwind trip to Vegas for Father's Day, and George Maloof is able to speak on her behalf?
Let's talk about that hotel. How did it become the young man's hotel and the young woman? Paris Hilton goes to the Palms.
Well, Paris was my date to the opening of the Palms. And at that time, reality TV was just taking off. And we were the first hotel or casino to ever let the cameras inside the hotel. So we welcomed the publicity. Now, before that, it was taboo to have a casino or a camera go into it. They didn't allow them. So I said, let's let the cameras in, let's get as much publicity as possible, and that's what happened. And it was just that time when Paris and Nicole and everything was happening, and celebrity sightings were just getting started, and we fueled the...
Rumors are swirling that Britney is staging her perpetual comeback at the Pearl Theater in the Palms very soon with George Maloof. Insiders are talking to the press about Britney's recovery while her and her dad are in Las Vegas for Father's Day, and he is known to be a gambling addict and alcoholic. Who's recovering? Maybe their overdrafted bank account? Ugh. This is Harvey Levin of TMZ infamy. He happens to be at a Maloof event in 2006, which is interesting, right? We know the Maloof started having the paparazzi in casinos, but did they play a part in establishing TMZ? Paris is all up in this network. Here she is, at the opening of the Palms Casino. Part of the publicity of her being there is that she's wearing $1 million in poker chips as a dress. I guess that's how much she costs. I don't care what anybody says. Here we have the first screen capture of TMZ.com coming soon, November 7th, 2005. Hold that thought, right? Mere days later, TMZ gets a huge scoop. Not even a scoop, they get it on camera. Paris Hilton gets in a car crash and the LAPD are interacting with her. Isn't that interesting that it's all these same players over and over again? It's like they work together or work against each other. I'm not really sure. I said I would not talk about this MRF ever again, but just note that this is a month after the conservatorship started and they're hanging out together. It's almost like he was welcomed into the mafia. He took the blood oath or something. When I say that the conservatorship experienced a hostile corporate takeover in 2011, where the Maloofs lost power and it transitioned to the Live Nation crowd from AEG, but that's a different, to the Live Nation, Caesars, Apollo, TPG, Azov.
How's the economy affected the Palms?
No one's been immune to it. Las Vegas has been tough the last few years. It's been tough on the community. It's flattened out. But we're not out of the woods yet.
How do the young people have money to go to Vegas?
How do they have
money?
Yeah,
you got the youngest crowd in Vegas, right? By far.
We do. They find it. I mean, they save up for it, and they want to go and party and have a good time. They're working all week, and it's a relief for them. So Las Vegas has always been a party town. It hasn't changed, just people aren't spending as much.
You entertained the president, right?
Yes.
At your home?
At my home. Yes.
In Vegas?
It was the first time that he had done a dinner since he's been president.
Did you support him?
I supported the president.
Did the whole family support him?
Yes.
He said some things about Las Vegas that we took offense to.
You're not kidding.
Yeah. So
He said, "Why don't go to Las
right.
Vegas this year?"
And that
right?
hurt our city a lot, and we weren't happy about that. And it was just that time when Paris and Nicole and everything was happening, and celebrity sightings were just getting started, and we fueled the press.
Does that still go on?
It's excessive, yeah. And it started with the Palms. Cameras inside the hotel. So we welcomed the publicity. Now, before that, it was taboo to have a casino or a
Right,
camera
they didn't
go
allow.
into they didn't allow them. So I said, let's let the cameras in, let's get as much publicity as possible, and that's what happened. And it was just that time when Paris and Nicole and everything was happening, and celebrity sightings were just getting started, and we fueled the press.
Does that still go on?
It's excessive, yeah. And it started with the Palms.
You know, how